All right, so we are live now. Sorry for all the glitches and interruptions that keep happening. Hopefully, this goes well. Pritesh, please get started with your web dev.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I can't see chat and everything. Do I need
you
to?
should be able to share your screen. There is a present option below.
Yeah, but I can't see people in.
You don't have to. You don't have to worry about it. I can see.
Okay,
And there will be a chat when people comment it. It will appear in the chat right side. I'll project those chats for you. Don't worry.
okay. Should I sign up? Okay, okay. I'm getting comments in the chat. All right,
Yeah, that's it.
all right.
That's it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Just,
Okay, how many people are there in the live right now?
currently, I can see 10.
10 people are there already. All right, awesome.
Hmm. Okay,
Cool.
I'll remove myself from the stream, so you can actually take completely, or I'll kind of make myself invisible.
Okay, awesome. Hi, hello, everyone. Abdul and everyone Kosto, hello. I'll share my screen and we'll get started because we're left with a whole lot of things to discuss. I'll present my screen, sharing my entire screen. Let's start. Yes, let's start. I hope my screen is visible. Just put a thumbs up if it is visible. Just put a thumbs up in the chat. Uh, yes, guys, I hope my screen is visible to you. You can see the VS Code, you can see the browser.
I don't see. I didn't. Don't. See, okay, hold on. Yeah, I had to stream. Now your screen should be visible to everyone.
Okay, now it should be
Yeah, we
visible,
have
right?
we have 17, 18 people joined, so now
Nice,
you
that's
should be able to
nice.
see your screen.
Awesome. It's not visible, it seems people are saying.
Yeah, there is usually a 26 of lag, but people will be able to
Mhm.
see it eventually.
All right, I'll wait. Uh, it is, I guess, it is visible now. Uh,
Yeah, you got a thumbs up. So go ahead.
awesome. All right, I'll close the stack stream for now. I'll leave the stack stream now. Okay, thank you so much for your response. Now it is visible. Let's move to the VS Code now. Yeah, so we'll discuss div. What are divs? Divs are the containers which contains content, which is visible in the screen as you can see. Now, what are this text for? So there are some text formatting elements. I talked about this yesterday. Just giving a quick recap. Strong is used to bold an element or a text that you have on the screen. Then I tag or I element is used to make your text italic. Then there is a pre tag. What pre tag does is whatever you enter here, let's say break or let's say react, whatever you write here it will showcase on the screen. As you can see, even the space, if I write space here it will showcase the space here. This is what pre tag does. That is paragraph tag that we already seen. Let me remove this. Then there is small tag which reduces the size of an element or of the text that you are writing. All right, how useful are this? We'll do a project and we'll understand how much useful these things are. All right, then there are break tags that I'll talk about now. Okay, sorry, there are some self closing tags that I'll talk about now. So what are self closing tags? Okay, the first one is the break tag. Break tag is used, I'll do this for now. Yeah, so break tag is used to break the line. If you see, if I write br tag here, it will break the line and you can see this is a paragraph is at bottom. Let me comment this out. It will reduce the confusion. Then there is, so these are self-closing tags. You don't need to close them separately. You just need to put an hash slash inside, then it will close. HR is just a horizontal line. All right. So I will remove this and this. All right, cool. Then there is input tag, which is creates an input box. Okay. Then there is an image tag. We'll discuss about the image tag later on in this session. All right, just you just have to know that okay, such type of tag exists. You don't have to worry about I'll remember or not, because the more projects you do, the more practice you do, automatically everything will be in your muscle memory. Okay, that okay, building a login form, I need input tag. Okay, I'm building something which requires an image, I need an image tag. So it will be in your muscle memory once you're done with our few amount of projects. Okay, all right. Then we have attributes, types of attributes. So three major attributes that you need to consider right now is classes used to style your website. IDs are something which are unique to an element, and style, this is an inline style that you can use. Okay, so if this inline has an h tag, which is an heading tag, this is YouTube stream. Let's say this, I want to color this as red. So what I'll do is I'll type color and red, and it will color this red. So this is styling. I will teach you CSS basics in this. This is a form of inline styling that we can use inside the tag. There are two more ways to write this. This is the first one so far. IDs are unique, classes are something we use. Okay, these were the things. Now there are some link tag that are there which exist. Okay, linking tag to be clear. So what are linking tag? So the linking tag are used to link a particular website in to your website. Okay. So if I want to say that okay, React Play. Okay. So you can see React Play and an underline over there. If I click on this, it will reload the website because I don't have anything and href. What is href? Whatever link you enter in href, it will redirect you to that particular website. Okay, if I write here www.reactplay.io, now if I save this and if I click on this, it should take me to React Play. Okay, I've written something is false. Okay, I'll go to some other website. Let's say Amazon.in. Okay, let me refresh this. Okay, let me refresh this. I'll write Amazon here. Hey, Amazon. I click here. Should redirect me to Amazon.in. Okay, there is no HTTP. Whenever you write, make sure you have HTTPS. Let's go. Now it should work ideally. My bad, I didn't. Okay, there is :// my bad. Or else if you don't know how to write this, you just go to Amazon.in or Amazon, just go here and copy the website link from here. If you are like me who just have to replace this with this, and there we go. Now whenever I click here, why it's showing like this? Something is wrong, I guess. Let me see the error. Okay. Let's see. Right here. This here. Whenever you do this, it should redirect you to. If there is some issue in my code or why it's not going to this. Okay, if let me use target blank wait. So what this does is it will open the tab in like open the link in next tab. Whenever you write target blank, okay, I haven't refreshed, I guess. I have to save this. I have to and what it does is it will open in next tab and it worked. So it is recommended to add an external, whenever you add an external link, don't forget to add this attribute, which is target underscore blank. What it does, it will open the website in the next tab. So some for some reason the href was added after in this link. I don't know. I must have mistaken something, but yeah. Hopefully this works. Okay. So this is the way you can link different websites to your web page if you want to. Okay, so second linking tag is link, which we use to link style sheets. What are style sheets? Style sheets are just CSS files which are used to style your website. Then there are script source which are used to link your JavaScript file. We'll be doing these things in the upcoming session, so you don't have to worry about that. Next up, we have list elements. What are list elements? List elements are used to write lists of everything. Okay, so if you have a to-do list, right? How you can write a to-do list? You can write in this way. So you can have an H1 here saying to-do list, right? And you can list your item like this. There are two types of list elements. We have unordered list, which it doesn't. If we, by seeing that, you can't tell the order of this. If I write like this, if I don't mention the order, it is just an unordered list, right? UL is used for writing unordered list. All right. And if you want to write ordered list, you just have to write OL, and then in that you have list tags that you have to write. These are the list tag. This is the container which contain lists, and this is how you can write ordered list. All right, as simple as that. You just have to remember that, okay, there is something called list element which exists. Rest you can google around. Okay, next is image tag. So this is an image that I have already. If you see assets, the image I already have on my VS Code. What I'm doing here is, you can see, I'll do this again. So the image tag is consist of two things. There are more attributes that we can include in image tag. I'll show you. If you write img, so you can see here this. So this will create an image tag for you. So as in src, you need to link a source which will redirect you, sorry, the source which will be used to showcase that this file is located at this position. It could be an online image somewhere. You can attach the online link as well. For now, I have that in my assets folder. I'll link that. Sorry. Here, assets. In assets, I have code with coffee png. I'll save this and it will open up an image. If you want to set a width, you can set the width without CSS. You can just write width and then you can write 200. It will reduce the size to 200 pixels. If you want 100, it will reduce the size to 100. You can set width, height from here itself, but it is recommended to use CSS for that. If you want to use this, you can use this as well. But for now, we won't we won't dive deeper into what to use when and stuff. Next up, we have semantic tags, form tags, and table tags. Okay, semantic tags. Okay, so if you remember, what I said was everything you write on your HTML document should make sense. Okay, to explain this, day one video will be available. Okay, everything is fine, right? I hope you guys can see everything. My internet is good, fortunately. Nothing will happen to YouTube. All right, cool. So coming back to the screen, you can see coffee with us. Uh, but what I want to show you is HTML. What is semantic HTML? As I said, whatever you write in HTML should make sense, right? That's why we have semantic HTML, which helps us to write more readable HTML. As you can see the definition, a semantic HTML clearly describes its meaning to both browser and developers. Okay, what does that mean? So whatever tag we use, it we can't use div everywhere because it doesn't showcase what div is. Div is a container, I know, but even the container can have some sense, right? If the container is kept on like the header, it should be a header container and not a division. You can't put division everywhere, right? That's why we use semantic HTML, and this is how we can use the semantic HTML. If the content that you want to showcase on the website is on header, you can use header tag. Then you can use nav tag if it's a navigation bar. You can use section if it is section. If there is a small information that you need to showcase, it's an article. If there is an information that you need to showcase on the side of that, like the way we have here, where like the StreamYard has this side panel, right? This is what a side section, right? So here we can, that is used for a side. Footer is footer. We all know what footer is, where we showcase all the links, and a small uh, mark where we can show that okay 2021 or all right reserved and stuff like that is written in the footer, right? So this is how we can utilize semantic HTML, right? Now, is there anything else? Okay, fine. We'll move back to this. We'll understand little more. Headers are used for defining headers. Navigation, nav is used for navigation. Section is used for section. Article contains the main part and contains some small information. Aside is for side content and footer is for footer. Simple. I'm increasing the pace because I have to cover HTML as well. Sorry, CSS as well in the session. I can't go slow now. All right. Cool. Now let's talk about forms and tables. Forms are essential part of HTML where you what forms means? Forms means just forms. There is no other explanation, right? Uh, we use forms and there is this action attribute which we don't need right now. I don't want to explain that right now. It's not showcasing because we are not on the correct server. Uh, it should be there now, or it is here now that I don't want. I want that to be here. Paste here. All right. HTML forms. As you can see, this is how the HTML forms look like. You can write here anything. You have first name. So HTML form consists of certain type of input tags plus labels plus there are other elements of form tags which are used to make a beautiful form. Okay, if you want to label something you can use label, and then there is a for attribute that you used to show that what that label is for. Here also if you can see is for f name. You can see the same f name here. That means name of this input is f name and that the label for that is first name. Okay, then there is this is how it is, and then we have a small submit button. Okay, I don't want to dive deep into that, so let me create a form here for you from scratch. Okay, let's write a form. Sorry, I have some snippets which will yeah, then it is a form. Now what I want from form. Okay, before I create a form, let me discuss about some input tags. Okay, so there are multiple type of input tags that are available, but I'll show you few of them. So there is okay, so there are I have created a thread of 22 input elements, useful elements which you can use in your forms. You can use anywhere where you need inputs. Okay, what are input types? So as you can see, I've used anchor tag to link that. Let me put a blank here, or let me go here. It will go to my Twitter thread. Okay, I've written that thread here. Right, you can see here the Twitter thread. I'll share this thread in the chat so that you can also access that. Okay, I can't share anything, it seems. For that I have to sign up. Let me do that, else I won't be able to sign up.
You can no, no. You can send me in the private chat. I will just share
Okay,
that.
okay,
Yeah.
awesome. That would be great. You just send it here, and I'll do that. All right. So there are 22 types of input elements that you can use. That is button, that is submit button, that is a reset button. What these buttons do, I'll show you few of the important uh, when I create a form for you. But there are so many types. I can't explain everything right now, else it will take some time. I can take a session on HTML forms. It will be 3 hours long session. I'll do that, but we don't have time for that. But there are this type of form. We have email input, we have number input, we have text area and whatnot. You can see we have dates, we have colors also, we have months and weeks and whatnot. All right. Cool. So this is a thread you can use rather than going into the sources. This includes some important information. All right. Now I'll go back to local host. It's not this one. I have to restart this, I guess. Great. Now there are some form elements which are used to enhance, your experience to write forms. Okay, so there is this important one of the important, form element that you can use, which is a drop down. You must have seen this drop down in multiple forms. So if you are, applying for some job, there will be some role that you need to click here. Okay, there is only one right now. So if you want to, add options, what you can use do is you can add an option. So this particular element is called select element, which you can use in forms in order to make a drop down like this. So I can write back end and the value as well as back end. Okay, so value denotes what value you want to give to this particular element. Okay, don't worry much about this. If you don't have value, it will still work. But when you start working with database and server and everything else, you'll understand more about what value means. For now, just understand it contains its value. All right. Now you can see we can access two things, back end and front end. If I choose back end, it's front end. Yeah. So this is a select tag which we can use for that. Next is text area. You must have seen this also. If you have something to write in paragraph or something, like this is some essay that include huge info. So you can write, if the information is big, not in limited character size, then you can use text area to write that. Okay. All right, let's create a login form. Quickly create a login form. I won't take much of your time. Let's create a login form, simple login form. Okay, so what login form includes? Username, password. Okay, let's create a sign up form. Okay, so let me give this next one as sign up. Okay, I'm not writing any CSS. It might look ugly, but just stay with this. Okay, I've written a form tag. I hope my screen fonts are visible. Let me increase the size. Okay, now you can what you need to label it, right? Label for what you need is, I need name, right? I'll write as name, and I'll write input. and whenever I write input, I need to enter a type of input. What it is? It's just text, right? All right. So I'll copy this, and let's say it is a form that you need to create for. You can write for here, for name, just to show that this for and this for are linked. Then you can add this as email, right? This is an email, so you need to tell them that okay, this is the email input, email. Okay, then you can add what else you can add? You can add address, right? Okay, less. It's just confusing, right? Let me put it like this. Okay, this is name, this is email, this is address. Now in address, I can't use input because I need some space. What I'll use is text area, because text, this can be big, this can be small, right? You can also change the size of this. I can make it 10 is to 10, uh, 10, like this calls and rows. I used to describe the size of this. I can make it like 50, I can make it like 5. Whatever you need, you can write, and you can choose your size. ID is already, I told, it is something unique to the HTML document, right? We are already 55, and yeah, all right, address, and then that's it. You can also, let me also copy this, which is what, yeah, you can see this, right? uh So you now, this is a simple sign up form. I know it doesn't look nice, it looks ugly, but this is how the form we create. And once you apply the styling and stuff, it will look much better. Okay, this is how the form element looks like. All right, awesome. This is all about forms. I hope you don't have any questions. If you have any, you can write in the chat, or else I'll come back to the chat once I'm done with other things. Okay, we are just left with one table, and then I quickly go to the CSS and the basics of CSS and whatever I want to discuss about CSS. Styling, right? Styling is the best part of web development, is what I usually feel. Without styling, nothing looks good. As you can see, we created a form, right? It looks so ugly without styling. Styling is a very crucial part of any website, and it's important to understand what are layouts, how can we add colors, how can we add borders, how can we add shadows, how can we add animations, how can we add transitions. So a lot of things are there. We'll cover those today, right? Just stay with us, and yeah, cool. Next is table. uh Let me open this. It might have opened here. Sorry for this, guys. Stay. All right. So now we'll be discussing about tables. So you might have seen tables in different websites. So whenever there is a table, we use table tag to define a table. Okay, what, like, how can we create a table? There is a table element that we use to create tables. So in every table element, there are, so how we write table is we write every table row wise. Okay, so the first is, this is what, this is first row, this is what, second row, this is third row, right? This is how we write rows, and then we create a table. I know it doesn't look like table. If I do this, you can see this is a table. So what I did was, there is a Chrome extension called pesticides, which help us to debug CSS. So if you want this, you can just google around pesticides, and it will help you to debug CSS. You can see, I can easily see the table now, but it is not there. But how can I see? If I add a little border to this with help of CSS, then you can see the table, right? So I just added some CSS styling to make this look little good and visible as well. Okay, yeah. So what table, in every table element, there are some head tag and there are some data tag. Okay, so th, so if you see in the first row, the first row is bold, right? Why they are bold? Because we have added head tag to the first row. Okay, now you can ask me that can we add a head tag to the respective column, respective rows as well? If I want to make a two-dimensional table, I can do that, right? If there is something called, how can we do that? Let's say I am creating something like population table India, or let's say America. Okay, I've written there. Now what I can add here is, and I want a two-dimensional data table. So this in second row, what I can do is I have to write a th tag here. I have to write here population, right? Okay, let me, spelling is wrong. Population. Then I can write what can I write? Number of states. Well, I can write states or NO states. Okay. For now, let's keep this. So I can't write it here because the data in every table goes row wise. Okay. So in second row, I am having population, so that and I can't add next data as the head, so I have to write that in next here. But yeah, and I have to make this as head tag. Now I hope you can understand. And this is, I can write I can't put this as head, but what it is, I can say type of data type or something like that. I don't know, you have to figure out. India, I can write here, I can write here America. This is a two-dimensional table that I'm trying to create here. Okay, then here in population, I can write whatever, I don't remember actually. So let's say 7 billion or something. I don't remember. For America, I have to write a data for America as well. Let's say it is 3 billion or something. I don't know. Then there is a number of state column, right? So in number of state column, I can write 22 here. And then there I can write, I don't know what is the number. Let's say 13 here. So I hope you are understanding how we write tables. We write tables row wise, and wherever you need head of that particular column or row, you just have to put TD for data and TH for the head. That's it. Okay, so this was a very basic understanding of how headers are, and I will, yeah, simple, right? We'll be creating a project on CSS and HTML tomorrow, which will include form, table, CSS, everything. What we'll be creating is we'll be creating an portfolio website that you can use for your portfolio as well. When you have one, you can change it later on. But tomorrow we'll be creating a portfolio website which includes all the text that we have learned, and also all the CSS that we'll be learning today and tomorrow. Okay, we'll be learning some CSS today, some CSS tomorrow. CSS is the best part of this entire bootcamp, which we'll be learning in next 2-3 minutes. Now we are just left with one thing, that is media tag. What are media tag now? Media tags are audio tag, video tag that you see. All the YouTube runs on what? Media tag, right? YouTube runs on media tag. Spotify, if you run Spotify, it runs on audio tag because we use audio there. All right. they might have, like, they might use something different, but for now just understand that video tags are used for videos, audio tags are used for audios. If you want to add audio, let me give you an example how video tag are there. So in every video tag there is a video tag, and there is source, and there in source there is a type. Here we can add width, height, and there is control. If I remove control, it will remove control from here. I can't play the video now. I'll move back control. Now you can see I have the control. I can play this video. Okay. Okay, nice, fine. And in source we add source from wherever it can be. This is on my GitHub, so I've copied the link of my GitHub wherever it is stored, and then just share the .mp4 file here. It can be on your system as well. If you want to put it on your system, you can put it on your system, and then you can just show the path of source, and then you can play the video. There are other tags like autoplay or something. It will just autoplay. It won't show the controls, but it will autoplay. So there are some website which loads your video without any kind of action, right? Then there is mute, which will mute, or you can say muted, which will mute your video. Simple, right? Awesome. So nothing much to learn about this. If you are a video enthusiast or you want to create something like YouTube, you can go ahead and research more about video tags and how we can add video in HTML. And there are some audio tags that we have, right? How audio tags look like this. I don't know why it's not showing, or I've done some mistake, or let me add it. So we can add source here as well. If I copy the source, so there are two types of writing audio and video tags. You can write a source here itself, and it will work for you. It should show the video tag. For some reason it is not. Let me see. It is this reason. There is some reason mistake. I must have done some. Okay, I haven't added controls. How it will show me the controls? If I add controls, then it will show me the controls. My bad. I can play. I can set the volume. Created by HTML itself. All you need to add is audio tag and control. Then again, you have auto here, you have mute here. You can use multiple attributes. Every attribute can add a different functionality to your tag. Okay, so this is not a major point that we are discussing here, but it's just you should know that what type of tag exists, and according to that, we are working over here. All right. This was all about HTML. Any questions you have, you can write in the comments. I'll be waiting for next 3 minutes. Okay, next 3 minutes. We'll start with CSS. Sharp 9:30 will drop out. I promise. We have 20 minutes to discuss, but I'll discuss whatever I can in next 20 minutes. And then tomorrow we'll create a beautiful project or portfolio website which will clear your HTML and CSS doubts. Okay. All right, guys. You guys can. Yeah, I'll be sharing the resources of everything later on. Uh, so don't have to worry about the resources. So I'll be sharing an entire ebook that I have on resources. So don't have that thing in your head that from where can I learn. I'll give you proper roadmap and also the resources that I use personally, and that will help you a lot in your journey. Okay, I'll stop the screen. I'll have some water till the time you can add comments if you have any doubts, anything related to anything that is in your mind right now. Let's see.
Pritesh, you are mute. Could unmute.
Okay, my bad. So I'm just asking, uh, like how many people have joined and are they there or there is no one? Or...
No, no, there are some folks there are some folks in the stream already. So yeah, the number is less, but we don't have to really worry about it because it is getting recorded on YouTube. Folks can come
Mhm.
back and see it. What I'm thinking is like from tomorrow we can actually continue it on the YouTube for rest of the three, so that we don't have any glitches because we lost many folks who was interested in the beginning
Mhm.
and could
Yeah,
not join.
yeah, makes
So
sense.
from tomorrow, let's have it on the YouTube for next 3 days.
All right, we can do that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
done.
All right. I'll wait for 1 more minute and then we'll begin the session. Okay. Okay. For some reason, I got logged out, but I guess now everything is there. Awesome. Thanks for being there. Now let's I'll share my screen. Uh, and let's go ahead. Let's go ahead with the presentation. I'll speak about CSS now. All right. Okay. Now we have CSS that we need to discuss. Okay. So what we'll be discussing in today's CSS session is I'll be discussing about the basics of CSS. Second is how we can use DevTools for CSS. Trust me, DevTool is the best thing that you should learn in order to debug your CSS and in order to debug any front-end application, to be honest. But I'll be teaching you some of the tips and tricks that you can use to debug your CSS. And also you don't have to, write, uh, you'll be able to understand once I, teach you how to use DevTools. There are some standard properties, some basic property that will help us to style anything, uh, any element of css. Okay, basically, so I'll teach you box model, what is box model, then the selectors, what are selectors, and then some standard properties. We won't be covering anything advanced here, but just basic things that I'll be covering today. All right. Also, flex layout is there, but flex layout I guess I'll be covering tomorrow. So today, just basics, selectors, and stuff. All right. Awesome. I'll move to VS Code now. Let's go to VS Code and go back here. So today I'll be writing everything from scratch. I don't have any uh you know I'll create a folder of day 2 here. In day 2 I'll be having an HTML, let's say next.html. All right. As I told you, whenever you want to create an HTML log, you need a structure, and now we have a structure. All right. Cool. So starting with how can we add CSS? Okay, what is CSS? CSS is cascade styling sheets. It's just a style sheet, okay, that we used to style your HTML. All right. There are three ways to write CSS in any HTML document. First is, let's say, inline CSS. What is inline CSS? I already used previously, but let me show you. If there is an h1 tag, okay, what let's say code with coffee, code with coffee. All right, this is an h1 tag, but let me open the port here. Okay, it must be here. Yeah, so you can see code with coffee. Now I want to color this with something else. So let's say I want to style this. I want to change the color of this. So what I'll do is I'll go to style. Then you can see a couple of suggestions by VS Code. This is a a very good thing which you can see here. I want to add a background color. You can click on background color and then I'll add brown here. Yeah, can you see? As simple as that. What we have used? We have used inline CSS. You should use it or not, that I'll tell you in a while. All right, this is the first way of writing CSS. Now, the second way is you can write that in head tag. Okay, in head tag, whenever you write style here, and now the style tags. Okay, there are another type of tags that you can use in head. I guess I forgot to mention, but yeah, now you know that. The second way of adding style is you can write your CSS code in the HTML itself with the help of style tags. Okay, so now if I, okay, in order to select a particular HTML element, now if I can write here like color white, but it is not making any sense. Color white, but I need to tell CSS that I want to, color a text in white, but for that I need to tell the path from which they can select a particular, element. For that, we have selectors. So how many type of selectors are there? So there are majorly 3 to 4 type of selector. I'll talk about first right now. That is a tag selector. So if I want to, color the h1 tag as white, let's say, what I'll do is I'll type h1 and that's it. Then in curly braces, this is how we write CSS. We have to write a tag name here, give some space, and then we just have to write everything in this curly braces. Okay. Now I have to, what I have to write is just color white, and it will color it white. Looks nice, right? This is the second way of writing the code. All right. Now, if I write, let's say what I want is, I will write a span tag here. As I told, why a span tag used, we can write anything into span tag. It won't come on to next line. It will include in that line itself. You can write as follow code with coffee. Okay, simple, right? But now I want to add a different color to follow. Can I do that? Yeah, that's why we use span tag. If you have something inside of something and want to change the color of something, you can use span tag. All right, what is the name of the tag? Span, right? Now I will show you the third way of creating, of adding styles to your HTML document. Third way is you have to create a CSS file. How you can create? You can create it by writing style.css. So .css will create a CSS file. Just the way we create .html file, we can use .css to create a CSS file. Now, if I do here, what I have to do, I have to select a tag, right? As I told, I have to tell CSS that I need to change the properties of this particular element. What property we had was span, right? If I add span, if I want to color it, let's say color and cream, that is more cream color. So let me color it green, let's say, or green yellow. Okay, I'm saving this, but it's not showing because we have to tell the HTML document that you have to fetch style sheets from a particular location and you have to apply all the styles written in the style sheet, and then you have to implement them on your HTML document. Okay, you remember this thing? If you remember, I discussed about linking tag, right?
Mm.
If you see here, I discussed about this, right? Style sheets, right? If you remember, right? So link tags are used to link something like styles. Okay, you can see what rel means, like what exactly you are fetching. You have to tell the index file, the html file. So what I'll do is, what this meta tags are, it itself is a big topic to teach that I can't do here, but for now it's not important to add meta tag for now, so I'm removing it. I have to link what, whenever you type link, it will showcase you these things. For us, it is CSS. What you will do, click on CSS. Awesome. So, but in href, I have to tell them that my CSS style, the location of CSS style sheet. What I'll do, when you do dot slash, it will show me this and this. Now you can see it has applied the style sheet. I told the link tag you have to fetch the CSS styles from this particular file. Where the file is, here is the file. Now it has applied the style, right? Simple, right? But it looks cool. If I don't have any style, it will look so simple, and now it looks, at least it is somewhat better than what we have, right? Cool. Now going back to this, waiting for CSS session. Yeah, CSS session is started. All right. So what we have covered is, I haven't covered anything to be honest, but yeah. So I'll start with box model now, then show you something called selectors and then properties. Okay, what is box model? So in order to understand CSS, you need to understand what box model is. Okay, so I'll remove all the styling from here. All right, and we'll head back to box model. Okay, and for what I feel is, in order to understand box model, sorry, the best way to understand box model is the browser itself. Okay, how can we use browser itself to understand box model? All right, so this is again a dev tool hack, I would say. So I will use dev tool to explain you what is box and what is box model in css and how it is useful. All right, awesome. So I will write, what should I write here? Box model only, right? Box model. Let me write here as title as also box model. All right, let me write this in some h2 tag. Okay, like this. Awesome, right? So this is an h2 tag. It should show me h2 tag. Now if you see here, if you click on elements here in the dev tool, okay, how this happen, I'll show you. You have to right click here, you have to inspect it here, and it will show you this, right? Now you can see the entire html document here. You can see the box model that we added. You can see the entire html here, right? So when you click here, can you see something like yellowish and something is in blue, right? What it is, it is a box model. Okay, what it is, let me show you how box model looks like. Okay, so I have selected a particular element, and this is how a box model looks like. So I am showing you a box model for a element h2. We have written here h2, right? How the box model looks like for this element. If you see, there is something called padding here, there is something called border here, there is something called margin here. All right, and there is something, this is content basically. Okay, so every box model is consist of content, padding, border, and margin. Okay, this is so confusing, right? Hmm. But we haven't added any margin, right? But it is still showing. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me remove this thing and let me just write box model. It won't show anything, so let me put this in a div for now. This div contains box model, right? Now if you see, we just have content. So what happens is whenever you add h1, h2, h3, h4, they have a fixed margins and border, fixed CSS styles which are used, which we can change, but they are, fixed styles which are used for that particular element. I know it's not making any sense, but for now, just understand how box model works, and then it will make sense once we start making projects and stuff. Okay, so I don't want you guys to question everything that whatever I'm teaching. Okay, you'll get your answers after, like after I move ahead in this particular mood camp. So yesterday you didn't even knew what HTML is, what are h1 tag, h2 tag. Now at least you know something, and now I'm teaching you CSS, and tomorrow you'll understand whatever I'm speaking today. Okay, it will make sense once you start building projects. Box model is a model decided by CSS where you can add what? Padding, border, margin. Every element in HTML has a box model. Okay, box, you can consider box model as a box around any element. Okay, it's still confusing, I know. But what you need to do is, if you see here, there is a margin. But I just want you guys to remember the hierarchy of this. Okay. In any box model, in inner portion, you can see, so you can consider this as a concentric uh, squares or concentric rectangles. Okay. So you have content inside, then you have a padding, then you have border, and then you have a margin. Okay, just remember the order, rest I will teach you. All right, cool. I hope you understood, right? Now what we I'll tell you what is next. I hope you remembered the hierarchy. Content, padding, border, margin. Just remember the hierarchy. Now, so if I add, so I'll be using this type of style in order to teach you the CSS inside, I'll be writing CSS in CSS elements, so that it's easy for me and easy for you to understand things. All right, now I have to select a div, right? As I told, we have to tell CSS that where we need styling. If I write div here, and what was the first thing? If you remember, we have content, we have padding, then we have border, and then we have margin, right? Okay, there is, if you see here, there is dash in padding, there is dash in border, there is dash in margin. All we have this dimension which shows that okay, there is some content in this dimension. All right, let me make things little little interactive now. Now let me add some padding. Now you can see padding written here, right? And if I add padding, like let's say 12 pixel. So what is pixel? Pixel is a unit that I'm adding. There are multiple type of units that we use in CSS. I'll teach you the type of units and stuff in upcoming session tomorrow or day after. But for now, just understand that is we are using pixel to understand what type of number that is there, like 12 pixel. So pixel is just a unit. The way we have 1 kg, 2 kg, right? Kg is a unit. In similar way, we have padding and pixel is a unit. All right. Yeah, so I added a padding as 12 pixel. Okay, is it making any difference here? Can you see it moved little inside, right? And if you see the box model, I let me zoom this in if I can. Yeah, can you see this? It is 12 now. If you go to content, if you go to content, it is showing the dimension of the content, but now it is, when you click hover over padding, it is showing some padding. Padding is the word itself indicates a lot of things. Padding is something you are adding inside, right? And you are adding something inside, it is a padding that you are giving to a box. I hope it makes sense. All right. Now there are dash on border and margin. Hmm. Now let me show you how we can add border and how we can add margin. All right. Now let's add border. So in order to add border, what you need to tell them that okay, there are three important things that you need to add here. First is what should be the width of the border? Let's say 2 pixel. Okay. What type of border you want? Let's say I want a solid border. Now, what color you want for the border? Let's say I want a blue color for the border. Okay. Now it will create a 2 pixel solid blue border for me. See, it created two of them because I don't know. Did I select something? Okay, let me make this as p tag. I guess division is so general. I hope this. All right. Now, if you see here, okay, not p tag. It will add a general border for that. Let me make it div. Make it div. Div is so general so that CSS just confuses that okay, there is div here, there is a div here, which is not here, but it is here. I don't know from where it came, but yeah, it came from somewhere that we don't have, but it came from somewhere. So in case if you have some type of such type of issues, what we need to do is we need to add selectors. Okay, so now I'm telling CSS to that okay, I want to select a div in which there is some content called box model, and if I write here model 1. Okay, now what it will do is it will select all the divs inside the body, but I just want border blue for first division and not for second division. Can we select the divisions? Yes, we can. So as I told you that we have something called class. What is class? Class is a selector which is used to select a particular HTML element. All right. Let's say if I tell them that this is div 1 and there is a div 2. Can you see this? Nothing happened because I didn't told CSS that div 1 should have blue color and div 2 should have green or something else, right? So I have to tell CSS that okay, div 1 should have blue color. So in order to use this selector, how can we use class selector? So this is a class selector. There is something called ID selector that I'll be using next. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll use dot and then I will write div 1. Here, what I'm doing is I'm telling CSS that there is a class named div1 which contains some content. I want to put a padding of 12 there and a border of 2 pixel solid blue. Hey, it did it for me, right? So if I go back to this box model, what we have here, just for the second, yeah. Can you see this? It has some content. It has a padding of 12 and it has border of 2. So I hope you're understanding how box model works. It is just a hierarchy of layers that you have around the content. You have a content, you have padding, you have border, and then you have margin. So these are the levels of layers that you can use to style a particular thing. If I add, if I make so in if you want to debug anything that shouldn't be permanent, but you are still using that because you want to see the temporary change in that, how you can do that. So there is this whenever you click on elements here, it will open HTML and CSS for you. Can you see this? And if you want to select a particular element, there is a arrow tool here. Here, if you hover this, it is written select an element in the page to inspect it. Whenever I click here and hover over these things, it will show me some details. Can you see the details? It shows that okay, whatever you have selected is division. It has some class called division 1. The color is black. Font is font size is 16. Font type is times Roman to be precise, and then we have given the padding of 12. It gives this information which is useful for us, right? How it is useful? Okay, let me show you. Let's say that is apple.com. Apple.com. Okay. Now I want to see what size they have here for this font. Yeah, we can easily do that. What we'll do is we'll click here and then I'll move this here. This is an image, so we can't do this. Is also an image. Okay. Uh, I have to. Okay, this all are images. They don't have content or what? Okay, they have content here. If I put this, yeah. So these are, if you see, these are anchor tags. Anchor tags are used for redirecting your page to somewhere else. But still we can see font size is 12, font family is SF Pro Text and stuff. You have a padding of 6 pixel cross 14 pixel. So can you see the box model for this? Of course you can. You click on this, you scroll down, and you can see the box model. See, content and padding. They haven't given the border. But can you add border for this? Just for the purpose. Yeah, you can add border. See, you go to style. Then what you have to do is just border. You just have to write border. The way you write CSS in VS Code, you can write temporary CSS over here as well. How? I want the same border that I created, that 2 pixel solid, and I have to add a color blue. See, I added a similar type of border here. This once I refresh, it will go away, but still you can play around with any website on the internet. Isn't that crazy? You can use any website. You can, even if you want to increase the font, you can just go over here and then you can just press up key and it will change the color. This is so amazing, right? I'm just ruining the Apple's website right now. This is what the power of CSS. But once I refresh, it will go away. Let's come back to this. See, I added a border of 32. All right. Okay, what is margin then? We have a dash margin. What does margin do? As I told, padding, border, and margin. Margin is the spacing that you give outside of the border. Padding, that is the spacing that you give inside of the border. Okay, let me show you how. So if you see here, this is the border. What I said, what is padding? Padding is the spacing that you add inside of the border. If I add 20 pixel here, you can see, can you see this? It added the spacing inside. What if I want it outside of the border? I can add margin 20 pixel. If you hover here, see, you can see here that there is margin 20. Even in the the detail box, you can see there is 20 of margin, 20 of padding, font is 12, font color is this, and there is, you can't see border here. For that you have to move to box model. You have, if you scroll down, you can see all of them, right? You can see the content, you can see padding, you can see border, and then you can see this. Okay, box model is the fundamental of CSS. If you know box model, you can do, like, you can make crazy website, you can make crazy web designs. So it's important to understand how box model works. I hope everything is clear till now for this. All right, what if there are multiple span tags? Any other questions? I'll answer this question. Meanwhile, you can write the questions. So this is like today I'll teach box model only. Now I will only take questions that you have related to box model, and then in next 5 to 10 minutes we'll end the session. Okay. This box model was important for you, so I gave a lot of time to this, but you can learn it later on. If you have any questions, I'll answer this question. Meanwhile, if you have any other questions, you can check it. I'll wait for next 30 seconds. If you have any questions, just type it down.
I don't see any question. There is one like about the multiple span tags. I'm not sure if you have
Yeah,
covered
yeah,
that also.
I'll cover that. I'm just waiting for other
Okay. Yeah, others, please ask your questions if you have any.
if you have any. Yes. Uh, awesome, cool. I'll cover this thing. So let's take a case where I have, like, rather than span, let's say that there are three div tags. Okay, let's say it is div 3 casing. I'll add this as div 3. This a model. So I'll just give you a scenario that okay, so how classes and how classes are defined. Okay, why we use classes, I'll take some time for that as well. So if there is a style that you want in all of the divisions, or say two of the division, okay, what I mean is, let's say, let me add some margin over here, margin of, let's say, 20 pixel. Okay, so what it will do is, here it will add more margin, padding, and border. Okay, now I want a similar thing in model 2 as on model 1 as well. In this division tag I want a similar properties. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll copy this, paste this here, and put it here. I got the same property over here, but this is not what the use case of class is. If you have a property which is repetitive in nature, you can add the same class to that element. What does it mean? What I mean is, you can remove this. You can create a general class which is div, and if I add this div here, you can add multiple attributes to this class. Like you can add multiple divs to multiple classes to this class attribute. Now what this mean? Okay, so there is something called div1 which is making them unique, but there is some common property that div1 and div2 has, which is these properties. If they have something in different, let me create div1. uh, okay, if you want to select, you have to put a dot, and then what you need to do is, let's say they have a different background property. If you see background color here, div1 is having a red background, and one is having, let's say, a pink background. Okay, so the property which is different, that you have to write different, but properties which are common, you can create a common class and then you can just add them. If you see here, you can see both have borders, so I don't have to write that twice. I can create a common class and then I just have to put it there, and then we can use and you can share it anywhere in entire HTML document that you have. All right. So if you have multiple type of this documents, the div, you can just select them and then you can use them. Okay. There is something called ID that I will cover tomorrow, but for now this is how you can use uh, here. I'm sorry, Sanjana, I'm not able to recall what this span tags you're talking about and what are multiple span tags. I hope multiple, you mean if you have multiple elements what you can do and stuff. But yeah, if you can elaborate the question, I will be easy. It will be easy for me, to answer the question. Okay. So this was all about a box model. We'll create a project tomorrow. We'll cover few more CSS properties. It won't. So once you're done with the box model, it won't take much time to kind of refresh on other things. So yes, for now, that's it for today. If you have any questions, I can answer them. I'll stop my screen sharing. No, okay. Initially, you put follow in that, and the doubt got clear. Thank you. Okay, fine, awesome. That's nice. If it is cleared, let me know if you have any other questions and stuff. I'll be happy to answer. I hope the box model is clear. Just put thumbs up if the box model is clear, because that is the base of CSS. If you know that, you can do anything in CSS. I also taught you how to use DevTools. I'll repeat those practices so that you can, use them, and it will be super helpful for you to decode the CSS of other websites as well. Also, you don't have to, come back to your CSS file and change it and then save it and do the stuff. You can, if you want to see that, okay, if blue color is suitable for this or not, if you see red color is suitable for this or not, you just have to go into DevTools, change the color, see the change. If it is good, then you can change that in the CSS file. Okay. All right. I can see the thumbs up. Thank you for listening.
Pritesh, can you also explain like if they have additional questions where they can actually go and ask you?
Yeah, sure thing. So if we have a Discord channel, it you just put the link of the Discord. So if you have any other questions, we have this React Discord. If you have any questions, if you scroll down, then there is a bootcamp server here, and just click on this, and then it is written web dev 101 feb 23. You can type any questions here. If I can write it here, drop all the HTML and CSS questions.
I think you're not sharing your screen, maybe.
Okay, my bad, I'm really sorry. I didn't uh, formatting context, how z index and everything. Yeah, this might take some time, but I have my threads written on those topics. I'll share the threads, you can take a look on that. So yes, I hope my screen is visible now.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you, yeah, if you go on to React Play community, just scroll down. You can see the Bootcamp tab here. Here we have a thread over here. Just click here, and then you can write all the doubts that you have in this particular chat. Tapas will drop a link of the Discord channel. Just join the channel, and any doubts you have related to anything in entire web development, any concept, front end, back end, everything, you can put it here. This entire community is built to help you guys out, to make you a better developer. Or if you're newbie, it's our responsibility to make you a developer and you get you a job and stuff. Okay, anything you are lacking on, anything you want, you can just drop it here. Someone from the community will definitely help you. Okay, drop all the CSS question here. Okay, so you can go come here and write all the doubts that you have for this particular bootcamp, and will be happy to help you out. Okay, I guess the person might have, yeah, this is a Discord link. Just join this link and tell your friends about this particular community and make them join this. And yeah, I'll be dropping my resources and everything in this particular Discord only. So it's important for you to join this so that you can have access to the resources as well. All right. Okay, that's it from my side, guys. If you have any questions.
Okay, cool then. I think that's it then, people. We'll see you again tomorrow, and from tomorrow onwards, it will be on YouTube. So I'll be sharing the YouTube link for you to kind of join in. So stay tuned. Have a great night and great day. Bye bye.